pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the atom effect. Join the movement. This is the atom effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the atom effect. Join the movement. This is the atom effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the atom effect. Join the movement. This is the atom effect. Achieve things out of mind.
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you at that pain, when you at the bottom, know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe it.
It took me 10 years to learn this, but I will teach it to you in 1 minute. 1, life waits for nobody. Get up every day and keep pushing through no matter what. 2, make sure you take good care of yourself. If something happens to you, the world will move on and you will fall behind. 3, if you don't work to build your dream life, someone will hire you to build theirs. 4, work in silence. Celebrate in private. People love to ruin things. 5, don't regret your past. Just learn from it and move on. 6, no one cares. Work harder to become better each day. 7, ignore advice from anyone who doesn't live the life you want to live. 8, rule over your emotions. A calm mind can handle any situation. 9, if you find someone better than you, don't hate. Ask them for advice and cooperate with them. 10, you're truly at peace with yourself when you mind your own business.
Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the resistance. You are the core. This is the Blac Pill podcast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in the building. We in the building. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm trying to set up the poll in the chat. While I set up the poll in the chat, let me play you guys something funny to keep you going. Here we go.
I've never shitted in a tissue before.
You touch shit every single day if you shit.
Why are you touching the shit? The tissue is for the shit.
Are you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time?
Yo. I am about to leave, bro.
How do y'all take a shit? I must have seen this shit wrong.
My nigga.
I've been catching my shit all these years.
Nah, I'm more disgusted than I feel like I can't continue.
What are you talking about?
My stomach
So
is
hold on,
turning.
so y'all just sit there and shit come right out. No way.
What happens if you got the runs or something like that?
Yo,
what do you do then?
That shit, you wash your hands. Why do you think people wash their hands?
Yo, you shit in your hand, bro?
With tissue.
Yeah, bro, it's real people out here like that in these streets, bro. The world is crazy, guys. All right, man, we in the building. Y'all know what it is. Shoot, it's kind of dark. I should turn on the light. Should I turn on the light? I don't know. We'll see. Let me pull myself up. Let me see how I look. It's kind of dark outside. It's gonna rain later. I don't know if I should turn on the light. I think we'll just roll with it. All right, man. We in the building. It's your boy BA. This is the Blac Pill podcast. Shout out to everybody in here. All right, so the poll in the chat today is, should DDG and Haley try and work it out for Halo? Let me take this gum out my mouth before y'all hear me chewing. And today's episode, or main event, right? Today's episode is Halle Bailey has been granted sole custody sole physical and legal custody of son Halo after DDG's alleged abuse. Ninja. Yep. So I mean, hey, it's curtains for DDG. And you know, it's tough sometimes, you know, it's tough as men, but we have to realize that we have no control over the women. Shout out to the ladies.
Hello.
Shout out to the women. We have no control over these girls, so you guys have to be mindful when you deal with these ladies. Hold on, let me write one more thing. Tell us what you think and tell us what you think. Boy, my back is broken. My back is broken. Tell us what you think. Let me see. I will just leave it like that. Tell us what you think. All right, let me pin that. Yeah, man. So we got a lot to cover. Not too much to cover. We're gonna cover today. We're gonna cover the Diddy case, Diddy and Cassie. We're gonna cover some other things, and we're gonna cover this as the main event. So you guys kick back and relax, man. Shout out to everybody that find their way to my page. I appreciate all of you. Let's get right with it. All right, man. So let's see what's popping off on the net. So first things first, we have Jay Prince Jr. wants Tory Lanez free. Pardon Tory Lanez, urge Governor Newsom to correct the deep injustice. Yeah, man. I mean, I signed the petition. Shout out to Tory. When I looked at it, it was 4,000. Now it's 46,000 people have signed it. So shout out to Tory. Hopefully he can get free. Sad situation with Megan. I don't know. You know, a lot of people would say that he's in jail not because of the gun. You know, they say he's in jail because of being in close proximity to a gun, thus violating his probation. But it's weird because he's a rapper. So I mean, you know, security's gonna have guns, are they not?
But what the hell, boy?
That's why I get a little confused. And even then, what if he was trying to stop Kelsey from shooting Megan? So I mean, I don't know. He could have been protecting her. Who knows? All I know is, gentlemen, put yourself first. The women put themselves first. I suggest you do the same thing. Let's see what else we got. We got Chris Brown arrested today. Yep. Chris Brown was arrested for smashing a tequila bottle over a music producer's head at a London nightclub. Hey, man. I can't act like that, bro. Just because you Chris Brown don't mean you can act like that. That's free money. I wish a ninja would do that to me and he got some money. I'm suing, okay? Hold on, let me see something. There we go. 1 second, y'all. Let me put some stuff away because my stuff is acting up. Motivation 2. Boom. Win. Let me put win away. Let me put woo away. Put money away. All right, we ready. We in business. Let's get it. All right, yeah, so like I said, man, Chris Brown was arrested for smashing a tequila bottle over a music producer's head at a London nightclub. Let me see some more. The allegations relate to an incident in February 2023 where Brown is claimed to have injured a music producer, Abe Dial, at Tape nightclub in London's Mayfair. The Met told Mail Online a 36-year-old man was arrested at a hotel in Manchester shortly after 2 a.m. on Thursday, May 15th, on suspicion of grievous bodily harm. The producer has alleged that Chris Brown hit him over the head with a bottle 2 or 3 times in an unprovoked attack. Brown had been in the UK during a worldwide tour at the time. Hey, well, you do the crime, you're gonna have to deal with it, bro. Ninjas gotta stop doing that shit, bro. Shout out to Chris Breezy. Yeah, bro. I mean, you can't just do whatever you want, bro. Ninjas gonna find you, bro. Let me see what else we got popping off. Let's go to an Adam experience. Actually, before we get there, the Diddy trial continues with the defense cross-examining of Cassie about the early relationship. And we're going to be going into that in a little bit, but let's see what we have in an Adam experience. Let me see. And it's a lot of Diddy videos popping up. A lot of Diddy videos popping up, and I'm going to show you guys some stuff. Before I show you, I don't know if this is true or not, and this is for entertainment purposes only, regarding regarding Hailey and DDG. They have a video resurfacing, and I don't know if this is true, of Halle Bailey allegedly chipping her tooth before this incident. So I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge, and you guys answer that poll in the chat, but here we go.
The dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning, and also because I chipped my tooth, and just a little nervous. It's been like, I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth.
So, yeah. So she chipped her tooth. They said that she chipped her tooth. Let's see what the comments say. The comments say Tory Lanez, they trying to Tory Lanez that boy. She put her fans against him because he didn't tell her what he was doing with their son, but she can go to the country. She can go out of the country and do whatever she wants with the child. She's just mad because he moved on and he's doing amazing. Innocent until proven guilty. I don't trust anyone associated to Beyonce. Watch who y'all have kids with is all I'm gonna say. She didn't say how it got chipped. It's crazy how the man is always guilty until proven innocent. Even if she said she did it herself, y'all would say she was covering for him. Facts. Yeah, bro. I mean, hey, man. You know, the reality of the situation is, like I told you guys, and I'm going to keep telling you guys, gentlemen, don't nobody give a fuck about you, okay? That's the cold, hard reality. So you got to actually protect yourself. If you don't protect yourself, bro, they're going to throw you under the bus every chance they get. I don't know why the world's like that. It is what it is. I know we can't save everybody. So if you find your way to my page, hey, man, put yourself first. Protect yourself. But we'll get into more of that later on in the day because we also have more of Halle Bailey admitting, you know, the kind of woman that she says she is, or that's what she said on the net. This is what she said on the internet, not me. You know, people take these things and clip these things, clip farm this stuff and make it into something else. But we'll play that for you in a little bit. Let's focus on Cassie and Diddy. So yeah, man, a lot of Diddy videos have been popping up, and it just has me, you know, I'm just thinking to myself like, damn, so were these like little like messages, hidden messages? So for example, I'm sure you guys have seen this footage. This was Travis Scott with Diddy. I didn't even know they knew each other at the time, but this is an example. Here we go.
My baby bro, we here. Tomorrow it's time. It's time. What you gonna do to that thing, man? Yeah, they better tune in. They better tune in. Let's go.
What the hell?
Yeah. What thing? What are we talking about? What thing? I'm confused. What thing? What thing? All right, let me see what else we got. Hold up. We got some more. We got a couple more. Hold on. And then we're going to go to the case and give you guys some updates. Here we go.
Man, everybody, Jay-Z came. Reverend Al Sharpton, why was he there? Why were you there, Reverend? Donald Trump was there. Stormy Daniels, shout out to
Stormy was there. Superhead was there. We got in an argument. We almost started scrapping. Diddy had to break us up. Diana.
My bad, y'all. I had to fix my lighting, or trying to fix my lighting. So every time I fix my lighting, you know, it makes the sound a little bit funny. I guess it's because I'm doing something different to the program or whatever. Here we go.
Ross, why did you stand there staring at me like this?
With the residue. I can't make this shit up. Man, everybody, Jay-Z came. Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah, so anyway, she's describing all the people that supposedly came to these parties and why these people aren't going to be held accountable. But the main thing I want people to realize is, guys, this trial is going to be 8 to 10 weeks long. Cassie's not the only person testifying. She's the one with the biggest amount of testification, if you will, if that's even a word, right? I don't even know if that's a word. But like I said, yeah, multiple people are going to be testifying. There's like 3 other Jane Does who are women that supposedly were abused. They're going to be testifying. They have other stuff. But what they're trying to do, they're trying to put Diddy away, for those of you who don't know. So they're trying to make it seem like him supplying her with the paraphernalia. You guys know what the paraphernalia is. All the pills and all that kind of stuff. Him supplying her with that is going to turn it into racketeering. When it comes to the whole, you know, prostitution or whatever, him flying her to different places. What else? Conspiracies. Oh, all the conspiracies, blowing up Kid Cudi's car, all these things. When you put all these things together, they're going to make it seem like he was moving like a criminal enterprise. So yeah, they trying to put my boy Diddy away. He ain't my boy, but you know what I mean. He ain't my boy though. But you know what I mean. Here was Diddy's last words on what would be national TV. Here we go.
When I die, I want my last words to be, I did it. You what?
Yeah, bro. So I don't know. It's a lot of questionable stuff coming out. A lot of videos coming out about Diddy. I don't know what to believe, man. Like I said, I'm a little bit confused. Let me see. Here we go.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did.
Puffy invited me for weeks, wanted me to be his acting coach. Go there and he's sitting around just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
Oh my God.
Now I get it. So now no more communication.
Bro, the requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him.
All right, so boom. So yeah, you know, we was joking about all these things. We had no clue that these people were actually being serious. So fast forward. Let me see. Hold up. Fast forward. Did I have one more? Cassie? Here we go.
Did you ever meet Cassie?
Yes.
How is she in person?
Cute, beautiful, angelic. We all have our ways about ourselves, so I'm not gonna say she's 100% an angel.
Right, that's what I was getting.
I'm gonna say that she chose the price.
Yo, what's up with the hey, what's up with the program, bro? Why the program doing that, bro? Here we go.
To pay as a young woman that knows she had value to herself. Opportunist, 50-50, but she came in with Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie did my single, the Lil Daddy single, and she left with Diddy. And we all got a price to pay, no matter how that sounds. Right. We all got a choice to make, and we all got a price to pay if we choose that.
Now, I wanted to say something too. So, you know, some of the things that she said are a little bit questionable. Like she said she was introduced to fellatio at 21 by Diddley, right? And I'm like, I mean, it could be possible, but supposedly she was with Ryan Leslie. So I wanted to look something up real quick just to be sure that I'm not tripping. Hold on. Let me go look it up. Damn, my back is broken. Let me go look it up real quick. Hold up. Let me see. How old was Cassie when she was with Ryan Leslie? I said Cassie. All right, Cassie was 19 years old when she was with Ryan Leslie. What I meant to say was, how old was Ryan Leslie when he dated Cassie? Hold up, 1 second. It's searching. 1 second. Do they have that information? Let me look it up again. Ryan Leslie and Cassie were linked romantically for several years. Blah, blah, blah. It's not explicitly stated. His age at the time would have been in his late 20s to early 30s based on his Harvard graduation at 19. So I'm confused because, you know, they make it seem like, or she made it seem like she wasn't doing anything at the time, but she had a whole man. And like, I'm just confused. Like, were they not, I guess they weren't engaged based off of what she said in the testimony. I guess they weren't engaging in fornication with each other, which is a little bit odd, considering the fact that they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, as far as I know, Cassie wasn't celibate or whatever the case may have you, right? Don't get mad at me, people.
What the hell, boy?
I'm just saying. So I'm a little confused with the testimony. And, you know, the main thing with the testimony is, you know, you're supposed to tell the truth or so help you God. It seems like there's some fallacies going on in there, but they're probably grilling her right now. We're going to pull it up right now in a little bit. Here we go.
I believe that Cassie didn't deserve what she got.
For sure.
But I'm not going to lay back there and say that women don't trigger a man to do things that he wouldn't normally do if she ain't triggering him. So I don't think nobody's perfect. Did he whooping the ass? I'm not going to lie. I whooped a lot of ass in life from being triggered.
Did you?
Whoa. Whoa. I don't know about all that, bro. But here we go.
See them ever get into any altercations ever?
Yes, a lot.
Damn. So
and I can say that she triggered him a lot.
Oh, wow.
Right? You gotta understand, this bitch is beautiful.
Now, gentlemen, understand, Cassie may be beautiful, right? Shout out to Cassie, right? Cassie may be beautiful. Gentlemen, I need you to understand this and hear me well. Just because a woman's beautiful and just because she triggers you, society's not gonna take your side if you do something to harm her. And that's why I always go along the lines of, if a woman brings me to a point where I wanna be physical with her or whatever the case may have you, I don't care who you are in my life, you're cut off, because I'm not going to put myself into that situation. Because you know what people are going to tell you? If push come to shove, they're going to tell you, you need to control yourself better. Nobody should be able to bring you to the point where you want to do something to them based off of what they said or what they've done. So yeah, I remove all kind of shit like that from my life personally. I suggest you do the same. Let's continue.
I'm sorry to call you a bitch because I know you. My bad to disrespect you, little mama. But the woman is beautiful, right? And she like to make Diddy jealous as well. You know, so it was a pity pat situation.
Right.
It wasn't just no Diddy just batting her up and all that. It was, she did things that triggered the man. I'm not going to say, you heard me, she was innocent or he was innocent.
Right.
I thought it was toxic.
Very toxic relationship.
Well, there you have it. All right, so let's give you guys some updates on the case. We're gonna give you some updates, then we're gonna go back to DDG real quick. Shout out to Cash Doll. Is this Cash Doll? Oh. Yeah, Cash Doll looking good. Shout out to Cash Doll. Somebody said it's the first time I don't like her hair. Yeah, y'all tripping.
Pink Doll.
Turn the music off, but damn, she look good. Yes, sir. It sucks, man. All the shit that's going on, Cassie, DDG. Well, I don't know if Cassie's black, but man, shout out to the black women. But man, I don't know, bro, because I'm like, yo, I don't want to end up in these situations. All right, so let's go to Google. We're going to pull up the latest updates on the case. Y'all answer that poll in the chat before we switch to the main event, which is about DDG and Halo and Haley. Let me see. So, as you guys know or you don't know, right now, Cassie is being grilled by the defense, Diddy's defense. Let me see, Diddy News. They got the BBC. Pause. Let me see, where should I go? Live trial. Let's try the BBC. All right, so right now, what's going on right now is 1 second. Here we go. All right, so what's going on right now is Diddy's lawyers are questioning Cassie Ventura in the sex trafficking trial. How is there 8,000 people watching? Where are they watching from? Let me see. Hold on.
Closing out her testimony, a sobbing Cassie revealed she tried to take her own life 2 years ago. The traumatic flashbacks of her time with Diddy became too much. On her second day on the stand in Diddy's federal racketeering and sex trafficking case, she gave disturbing evidence that revealed new details of her and Diddy's long public relationship. Cassie, who feared for her safety, said the powerful hip-hop mogul also controlled her through blackmail. On numerous occasions, he threatened to release explicit sex tapes of the so-called freak-offs, where Cassie said she was forced to have sex with male escorts. She said he did that after an argument, playing one of the videos on a commercial flight with passengers nearby and warning her to behave. He also threatened to publicly release the videos after he found out she was seeing the rapper Kid Cudi. Next, the defense will question Cassie. It was revealed for the first time today that Diddy settled her civil suit against him for $20 million.
How was that revealed? I thought we knew that already. Didn't that come out? The 20 million? All right, so that's what's going on. We got live reporting. So let me see. We'll go see where this started today. Let me see. 8:53. Lawyers work through some issues. Diddy's children are sticking together and want to protect their dad. What do we hear in court? Yeah, so first things first, these were two freaky people, okay? Very, very freaky people.
But what the hell, boy?
Yeah, her husband, I think that's gonna be over with, because the fact that he had to sit there and hear all those things, excuse me, you know, people are gonna call him strong and all that. Me personally, I ain't that strong, bro. I ain't that strong.
You need to leave.
I ain't that strong. All right, they keep trying to show me this picture. All right, so the court's gonna resume after a short break. She's about 8 months pregnant. She's back on the witness stand after a court paused for a short break. The judge has regularly given Ventura pauses in her testimony throughout the trial. The defense team will resume their questioning. Prosecutors repeatedly object to defense questions for Ventura. And this is what happened today, by the way. So the defense's cross-examination of Ventura has been a bit stop and start so far. Prosecutors are objecting to nearly every piece of evidence they try to submit, mostly messages between Ventura and Combs. Lawyer Ana Esteval is often pausing in the middle of her questions to rephrase. She's using her questioning to try to establish that the so-called freak-offs or sexual encounters in which Ventura would have engaged in intercourse with male escorts while Combs watched may have been consensual. She displays explicit text messages between the two in which Ventura expresses excitement or willingness to participate. Yup. And that's the thing. They ain't know. And people will turn around and tell you that she's a victim. I'm not saying she's not a victim, and we see all victims here on the Blac Pill. But one thing y'all got to realize, bro, is, you know, if they're going that far back, trust me, they got some info. They got all your text messages, the things that you say to people. They got that information. Let me see. Hold up. So Ventura talked about her willingness to engage in the freak-offs in her direct questioning. She told prosecutors she participated because she loved Combs and wanted him to be happy, and that she was afraid of violence or blackmail if she didn't. Now, what's interesting is, since they have text messages, I wonder what those messages say. Because if they have messages proving that she wanted to be a part of that, well, she just dug herself into the grave, bro. She put the nail in the coffin because she made it seem like he was coercing her, but now she has messages showing that she wanted to engage in that. Let me see. There was a 10-minute recess. Diddy's family and Cassie's husband are at court. Let me see what else. Hold on. I'm just giving you guys some updates. Diddy's lawyer asked Cassie about the relationship with the hip-hop mogul. That was about after 45 minutes of debate between the lawyers over the evidence issues. Cassie Ventura was back on the stand. So far, her line of questioning was what we expected. She asked Ventura about the more loving sides of their relationship. You were in love with him for 11 years. Ventura pushes back where she can, disputing the framing that she kept coming back to Combs over and over. We're also seeing hints of the defense's argument that infidelity and jealousy fueled their fights. Ventura's testimony from yesterday in which she said she was insanely jealous in their relationship. The defense is moving quickly with their yes and no questions. Let me see if we got any updates. Hold on. Yeah, man, it's a crazy situation. For those of you who don't know, they're two freaky people. They was doing some nasty stuff. At the same time, being freaky doesn't mean you were committing crimes. At the same time, even when it comes to the paraphernalia that they were doing, the pills and all that stuff, like if she willingly participated, it's like I said, there's not really much we can say about it. Like there isn't that much we can say about it if she really, if she wanted to participate in those things. And unfortunately, the reality of the situation is, she may or may not have liked some of the stuff, but she wanted to participate in the lifestyle per se because she was getting paid for it. She said that herself in her testimony, that the freak-offs last so long that she was being paid for the freak-offs. So after a while, that's what she wanted to do. That's what she was doing. Let's bring it back up. Let me see. Diddy news. Let's see. 1 second. Sean Combs. I'm trying to make sure it updates, by the way, guys. CNN, ABC News. Let me see. I want to do CNN, but I know they be tripping. ABC News. Let's see. New York Post. All right, so Diddy brought Britney Spears. So this is 38 seconds ago. First off, we'll go back a little bit. All right, so 22 minutes ago, and this is in quotations, I'm always ready to freak off. This is Cassie's shockingly explicit text coming out in court. You see that, people? So she texted Diddy that I'm always ready to freak off, showing her excitement for engaging in that kind of activity with him. The jury has been shown a series of messages that Cassie Ventura allegedly sent to Diddy Combs saying she was excited to partake in freak-offs. I'm always ready to freak off, LOL. Ventura wrote in a BlackBerry message to Combs on August 5th, 2009. That means, by the way, people, they can go back. What year are we in? 2025? Damn, they can go back 14 years, 15, 16 years and pull up your messages. I said some wild shit in 2009. Believe that, bro. Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. Roughly 2 years into their relationship, when she was in her early 20s and he was in his late 40s, the duo decided they would hold one of the marathon fornication sessions on Friday that night. Friday night that week. Yeah, I'm just shocked, people. Sometimes I might press the wrong button. It's because I'm a bit shocked myself because I can't believe this shit. Shocking stuff, people. Shocking stuff. The jurors also heard more explicit messages in which Ventura seemed to express excitement about taking part in the twisted freak-offs. After the messages were read out, Ventura asked for a break and grabbed her 8-month pregnant belly with both hands. Shout out to the women. Shout out to the women.
Hello.
Hey, they gotta sell it, bro. You gotta sell it because you put yourself on the stand. I would have never went on the stand. There's no way. And a new entry just came out. But Ventura previously testified that she participated in the freak-offs to please Combs, and because she wanted to avoid his anger, which often resulted in him beating her. Now it's looking like she wanted to be a willing participant in these situations. The defense has said it will show that Combs' alleged victims were actually willing participants in his kinky events. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy, bro. And the even more crazy part, bro, her husband is sitting there listening to all of this. It like, in my head, I'm like, bro, how am I supposed to please you when this is what you're used to? Like, for example, for those of you who don't know, bro, one of the longest freak-offs lasted 4 days. Ninja. 4 days, my ninja. That's insane. That is insane, bro. That is insane. All right, so look, we got Diddy 9 minutes ago. Hold on, let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, so 9 minutes ago, Diddy takes notes in court for the first time as his graphic sex between Cassie are read out loud. And tell us what you think in the comments, guys, because I don't mean to laugh. It's just a little bit. When I get uncomfortable, I get to laughing a little bit. So tell us what y'all think, bro. But Sean Diddy Combs is taking notes in court for the first time as a shockingly explicit text between him and then girlfriend Cassie talk about the freak-offs being read to the jury during a cross-examination. And I keep telling you guys this. I'm gonna keep saying this too, guys. These people are narcissistic. I've been around narcissists. I don't want to consider myself a narcissist. I like to think of myself as an empath. I even doing this content shit, I hate sometimes that I have to refer to myself in the third person, but it has to be done, right? So with that being said, yeah, these people are narcissists. So please believe me. You might not think they're enjoying this, but minus the whole prison part, they're enjoying the fact of people being like, the attention on them, right? All the attention on them. And if you don't believe me, the proof is in the pudding. The freak-offs where multiple people engaged in these sessions or whatever the case may have you. And on top of that, they recorded the freak-offs. There were people watching them. Like I said, Diddy doing the voyeurism. That's what they call it, voyeurism. He has people watching them. He's watching them. You're watching me. It's some weird ish, people. It's some weird ish. It's some weird ish. But I'm telling you, what I'm saying is they're enjoying this right now. They're getting off on the idea of the world seeing all this crazy ish. Let me see what else we got. All right, so 5 minutes ago, Diddy brought Britney Spears to Cassie's 21st birthday celebration where he first kissed her. Cassie just told the jury that Sean Diddy Combs brought Britney Spears to her 21st birthday celebration where the fallen music mogul made his first move on an R&B singer. Ninja said the first move, Ninja.
What the hell, bro?
These people tripping, bro. All right, so the party was held at a club in Las Vegas, and Combs invited the Hit Me Baby One More Time pop star to the soiree, as well as singer and music producer Dallas Austin. Sean was there, and he brought Dallas Austin, Britney Spears. I think those were two people that stand out to me. Cassie previously explained that up until that birthday, then 38 and 17 years her senior, was just her music producer, but when he kissed her, That night, their relationship began shifting towards a romantic one. Okay, whatever. Let me see. Hold up 1 second. We're going to play something for you guys. I'm waiting on the ads. But yeah, tell us what you think, man. And in a little bit, we're going to get to the main event about DDG and Haley. I put Haley. You know her name is Halle. My bad, bro. My bad, bro. Her name is Halle. All right, here we go. 1 second.
Ventura took the stand today at her ex Sean Combs' federal racketeering trial in Manhattan. Cassie entered the courtroom today at around 11 a.m. and it was like everything stopped in that moment. She walked in wearing this long brown dress and she's visibly pregnant, and she walked toward the witness stand. At that time, Sean Combs turned around in his chair to look at her, but she didn't make eye contact with him. Then she took the stand, was sworn in, took a couple of deep breaths, and started detailing for the jury her years-long relationship with him. She spoke about how they met when she was an up-and-coming artist and how eventually she was signed to his record label, Bad Boy Records. And she began speaking about the moments where the relationship turned violent and coercive and abusive. She started talking about the so-called freak-offs that are at the center of this trial. The freak-offs are these days-long, elaborate, staged sexual performances that Combs would allegedly direct, and Ventura would have sex with male escorts while Combs watched. She spoke today about the freak-offs being what she called...
Yeah, something... I'm not that strong, bro. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. Let's continue.
A full-time job. These things, they would take days, and she would take drugs, and she would be up for days. And she talked about basically having to put her music career on the back burner while she just tried to recover from these staged performances that she says she was coerced into doing. Cassie also talked about the physical abuse she suffered at the hands of Combs. She said, there were times when I would make the wrong face, and the next thing you know, I was being hit in the face. She said it was something as simple as that she wasn't smiling in the right way, or that something about her look or what she was saying Combs was bothered by. Something as small as that would set him off, and he would...
Yeah, they trying to put that nail in the coffin. They trying to put that nail in the coffin, people. But hey man, ladies, gentlemen, like I said, don't do, you know, they're breaking down the whole Hollywood thing. Like, there are more people who are gonna get caught up. They're breaking down the whole old school way of Hollywood, and now we got a new school way. And I mean, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. It's a good thing because people are getting exploited, and it's annoying for like the independent artists. But I mean, past that, this is insane. But there's a lot of people that participated, man. And like I said, we'll keep you guys updated. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna do a series on all these cases. I'm just like, I don't want to be like everybody else. But let's get to the main event. I'm gonna still think about it. We'll see. I may end up doing it. Let's get to the main event. And the main event is, and tell us what you think in the comments, Halle Bailey being granted sole physical and legal custody of son Halo after DDG's alleged abuse. You what? Yup. All right, man. 4, 3, 2, 2. Main event time. All right, so main event time. So yeah, let's go deep dive into this one before we get up on out of here. So tell us what you think in the comment section, guys. Should DDG and Haley try to work it out for Halo? The two choices right now are they should work it out or they should leave each other be. Right now it's 50-50. Let's go to Instagram and like I said, first off, I'm not biased in this. I don't know these people from a can of paint, right? I don't know them from nowhere. At the same time, you know, I'm just bringing out the information that we see on social media and we're just discussing it. So for example, and I showed this at the beginning of the show, they have an old video resurfacing of Halle Bailey alleging, or Halle, I don't even know how to pronounce her name because I don't really watch it like that, but Halle Bailey announcing that her tooth got chipped. And this is an old video from like 2022. Here we go. Hold on.
But I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth.
Now, the crazy thing is, right? The crazy thing is, what are the odds that the tooth got chipped in the same place, right? This is the first thing. Here we go.
And I'm just a little nervous. It's been like, I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth.
All right, so that's a little bit telling, people. That's a little bit telling. And shout out to DDG. We're not gonna call him doo-doo garbage no more because I feel bad because I don't want to be like a bully. But shout out to doo-doo garbage. It's the last time we're gonna call him doo-doo garbage. That's the last time. DDG's new name officially will be DVD because they gonna pull it up and act like we beefing, and I don't got time for a ninja trying to come up to me like, oh, what's good? You got a problem with me? Like, ninja, ain't nobody worried about you, ninja. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is you're part of the industry now, ninja, so we got to talk about you. Let me see. 1 second. I have more to show you guys. Oh, let me scroll down. 1 second, y'all. So right here, Halle Bailey was requesting sole custody, and this was yesterday, and we discussed this yesterday. That was 17 hours ago, and now she officially got granted that sole custody. And I think it's a temporary order. We're gonna pull it up, and I think it's until June. I was reading about it, but we'll pull it up. But yes, yesterday she was requesting sole custody of their son Halo, asking that DDG be granted supervised visitation for 6 hours once a week. I don't know what's the whole thing with keeping dudes away from their children and thinking it's gonna make the child better. I understand you have to protect yourself as a mom, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like we taking it way too far now. Oh, and we forgot to discuss Tory. But yeah, I mean, you know what it is with Tory. Let me see. Hold on, guys. So more footage has come up where Halle Bailey discusses the kind of woman that she is. Here we go.
Relationship, I think I have anxious attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire.
Now let's stop right there. For those of you who couldn't hear it, because they always got to put the music on. That shit is so annoying sometimes. She says she has an anxious attachment style when she's in a relationship. Now I'm not taking up for DDG, right? I'm not taking up for DVD. I'm gonna call him DVD because I want to say doo-doo garbage, but I'm gonna say DVD. I'm not taking up for DVD, but what I will say is, let's look into that. What is that? What is an anxious? My bad, y'all. An anxious attachment. Anxious attachment style is characterized by a strong desire for closeness and intimacy in relationships, coupled with a fear of abandonment and rejection. Individuals with this style often seek constant reassurance and validation from their partners and may become overly dependent on them. Fear of abandonment, need for reassurance, clinginess, low self-esteem, hypervigilance, causes inconsistent parenting, trauma, impact on relationships, difficulty trusting others. Anxious individuals may struggle to trust others and may have a hard time forming close relationships. People pleasing, they may try to please their partners to avoid conflict or rejection. High emotional reactivity, they may become overly sensitive to perceived criticisms or rejections. Difficulty with separation. And like I said, think about how she's been acting with Halo and think about how she's been acting with DVD and put two and two together. So you're seeing these things play out now. The way to overcome it, self-awareness, setting boundaries, and self-soothing techniques. Now, this is what she said, right? She's not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. So we don't actually know if she's diagnosed with one of these things. And you know how it is with mental health. Shout out to the mental health professionals. Y'all know how it is. But that statement alone just told us a mouthful. You see that? Let's continue.
Fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words.
So she said, I'm very passionate. I will go to yelling and battling with my words. You know, I'm trying to find the right words to say, but we'll just continue.
It's everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be.
Clap back or sit back. I always have to choose clap back. I'm sorry. I'm a very kind person, but if somebody pokes at me or the people that I love, it's over for you. I'm an Aries. Sorry.
You what?
But what the hell?
Shout out to Halle Bailey and her team. I'm here to let you know we ain't poking at you, my ninja. We ain't poking at you. Don't poke at us. We ain't poking at you. We're just doing the discourse, okay? If anything, this is free promo. But yeah, that's a little bit wild, people. Let's continue.
Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I've you know. I'm territorial. I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. Where you go, who are you with? That's me.
Yeah, I mean, you guys be the judge. Tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
I am nosy, number one. And number two, I like drama. I just don't like drama in my life, but I love watching it in other people's. So, love my baby.
Relationship.
Hey man, prayers for DDG, bro. Prayers for DDG. Prayers for DVD, man. Prayers for DVD. Let's fast forward. So now, I believe she's been granted full custody. Let me pull it up. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. It's crazy, man. Hey, fellas, I'm trying to tell you ninjas, bro. These girls, bro, dangerous. I love them, though. Shout out to the women, right? One time for the ladies. But you got to be careful, bro, because some of these girls out here in these streets is a little bit much. That's why I keep the distance. Like, I'll say what's up and all that, and I'll be nice to you, be nice to me, but all that extra stuff, man, I ain't got the time, bro. I'm already stressed out enough as it is. We're going to die, people. We're going to die one day. You understand that? Who got time to be sitting there tweaking, tripping with you or tweaking with you? All right, Halle Bailey, DDG. News. Okay, let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. And they split last year. Imagine, last year, October 2024. Halle Bailey, news. Let's see, 1 second. Here, right here on page 6 news, celebrity news. So Halle Bailey has been granted sole physical, legal custody of son Halo after ex DDG's alleged abuse. So Halle Bailey has been granted a temporary sole physical and legal custody of her son Halo, whom she shares with ex DDG until a June 4th court hearing. So it's not too bad, but damn. Yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy because when ninjas want to be in there, one thing I notice, when a black man wants to be in his child's life, and I think it's all men, they make you fight to be in your child's life. But when you don't want to be in your child's life, they tell you you're the problem for not wanting to be in your child's life. It's like it's a lose-lose. You can't win. You can't win. Can you win? I don't think you can win. On Tuesday, the Little Mermaid star petitioned for the court for the sole custody of their 16-month-old son after she accused the rapper, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry. Oh, DDG. It makes sense. Hey, shout out to DDG. That's fire. That's fire. Junior, but your name is DVD now, of domestic violence. She asked that she maintain sole custody of their child moving forward. According to the legal documents obtained by page 6, the singer claims she filed without giving notice to her ex because she was afraid that the violence would reoccur. And that she feared the other party would take the children out of the area before the order could be granted and served. Let me see. A rep for DDG did not immediately respond to page 6 request for comment. The Color Purple actress, 25, was granted a temporary order of protection from her ex after alleging that he physically attacked her multiple times following their October 2024 breakup. In the legal documents, Bailey claimed the first incidents of abuse took place in January after she attempted to set up a visitation schedule with DDG. She claimed the YouTuber, 27, arrived at home to pick up their son and became verbally abusive, telling her, "Get out of my car, bitch," as she attempted to buckle their baby boy into his car seat. Then he allegedly pulled Bailey's hair and pushed her face into the steering wheel, chipping a front tooth. It's weird because, she said that he chipped her tooth, and I showed you guys already, and I'm not advocating for DVD, I'm not advocating for DVD, but what I am saying is it's a bit odd that this is an old clip, people. This is an old clip. It's a bit odd that this tooth is chipped in the same place. It's like, what are the odds? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just, what are the odds that you get into an altercation with somebody and chip your tooth in the exact same spot? Here we go.
I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth and I'm just a little nervous. It's been...
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the exact same place of where she said she got her tooth chipped. So, I mean...
You what? But what the hell, bro?
I don't know what to believe, bro. Y'all tell me. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not biased in this situation. DDG don't know me. DDG probably wouldn't even like me. We don't know each other. I'm just analyzing the facts and making my own case. That's it, and saying my public opinion. And the reason why my opinion is public is because they made their private life public. So that's why I'm speaking on it, if you wonder, because that's the things they'll ask you, like, why are you speaking on me? Don't speak on me. You don't know me. You don't know what I'm about. It's like, Ninja, you made that information public, Ninja. So I'm speaking on it just like the rest of us, Ninja. Don't feel special because I'm speaking on it. It's just the truth. So yeah, I don't know when it comes to the tooth, but she included photos of her chipped tooth and bruises on her arm in a restraining order request, which was granted by the LA courts. I'm just like, so this Ninja chipped your tooth. Why didn't your tooth come out, bro? I don't mean to say it like that, but why didn't the tooth come out, bro? You know how lucky you have to be to chip the piece of a tooth and the tooth don't even move, bro? That don't make no sense, but hey, it's not my business. Now, when it comes to this right here, I don't necessarily know what happened right here, right? But she said these are photos of the bruises she allegedly sustained in the attack. I'm just confused because she said that he pulled her hair, not her arm. And, you know, these are just the inconsistencies, right? Because you got to be specific. If you said somebody's putting hands on you, you got to be very specific when you talk to the police. So, when you see something like this, so did he pull your arm or did he pull your hair? I'm trying to think, okay, so you said he hit the steering wheel. You know, you're putting the baby in the car. Were you inside the car buckling up the baby, or were you outside of the car buckling up the baby? Because you said that he was telling you, get out of my car. You know, were you doing it while you were inside the car buckling up the baby and you were sitting in the front seat? Or were you outside the car with the door open and he's telling you get out of his car? And is he inside the car or is he outside the car telling you get outside my car? And these are all the issues, right? Because it's like, okay, so was he sitting down? Was he standing up? These are the specifics that need to be known. But I mean, maybe it's in the police report or whatever the case may have you, but I don't know. Main thing is this: DDG must stay 100 yards away from Bailey and Halo and cannot have firearms in his possession. Damn, Ninja. And I keep telling y'all, gentlemen, the reason why you can't get into it with these girls is because if you get a restraining order on you, or if you put a restraining order on somebody, and I've thought about these things, it's people I don't like that I don't want around me, I'd rather have my weapons. That's just me though. Different strokes for different folks. I'd rather have my weapons to defend myself against all people, right? I mean, I'm in Texas. What up, Texas? Y'all know what it is. And I'm from Florida. I'm a Florida boy. Shout out to Miami. Born and raised in the county of Dade. So I'd rather have my weapons than be around somebody who's going to try and put a restraining order on me, because you can't have firearms in your possession, because if something happens, they put the restraining order on you. Now it's the police department's fault. So that's why I try and stay away from all that bullshit. And I'm saying, if a girl start doing that bullshit, I don't want to be around you, bro. I don't want to be around you, because I need to be able to have my firearms, not to do anything to harm you, but to protect myself from potential threats. And potential threats can come from anywhere. Once you step out the door, there's a potential threat. And I'm not saying that to scare anybody or fearmonger. Like I said, when you become an adult, that's just the reality of the situation. Same thing with kids. But kids, you know, we give kids grace. They live in la la land a little bit. And you got to let kids be kids. I'm saying as adults, you got to be able to defend yourself. You don't got to have a glizzy. You don't have to have a Glock, right? You don't have to have a Glock. But you got to at least have some pepper spray. Shout out to Black Madam. Y'all know Black Madam if y'all be on here. I made sure to at least get Black Madam some pepper spray. When we get some more bread, you better believe she probably have a stun gun. And it's just because you got to be smart out here in these streets. You got to be smart out here in these streets. Anyways, in quotations, he claims I am withholding our son and that I am with other men. As a result, I then received threats and hate on social media. Boy, these girls know how to spin it. Shout out to Halle Bailey. Boy, they know how to spin it, boy. It's crazy because supposedly the story goes, for those of you who don't know, she was with Brent Faiyaz, right? And I mean, I don't give a damn. Shout out to Brent Faiyaz. He made music, for those of you who don't know. She was with him and she took Halo on a trip with him. That's the story, right? And I guess DDG got mad, and I guess his fan base was sending her threats like, how could you do that and all that bullshit or whatever. And then she turned around and said that he disappeared Halo and made Halo disappear. Hey man, we're gonna go to TikTok, man. We're going to TikTok. Come on. We're gonna go to TikTok. One thing about it, TikTok has made a lot of storytellers, so we're gonna go to TikTok because they tell the best stories. They can tell it better than I can. 1 second. And let us know what you think, guys. So far, people think that they should work it out, and I do too, but don't work it out at the expense of anybody's mental health. That's where I'm like, okay, we're taking it too far, because it's life, right? But it shouldn't be that hard. When people make things complicated, that's when I want to distance myself, because it's not that hard. You're making it hard because you want to make it hard. Relationships are complicated, but it's like, hey, communication is key. The main reason why relationships don't work out is because people don't want to communicate, because the communication is hard. But even then, if you communicate, once you get through it, it's over with. And you just keep revisiting that communication until you guys get on the same page. So let's see. DDG and Halle Bailey. Brent Faiyaz. My bad, y'all. DDG's close friend confirms Halle cheated on him with Brent. Here we go.
I know I'm gonna get back.
Oh, and let me say this too. Let me preface this video by saying this. Gentlemen, you guys need to realize you don't own these girls, especially in the case of the American woman. Shout out to the American woman. Gentlemen, what y'all gotta realize is we grew up in a time where women considered themselves, or we were taught that women are equal to us. When it comes down to it, the way the government looks at women and looks at men is not the same. So the way they look at you, you are a means to an end. You can be replaced. All you are there for is providing money. The only way, like the only reason why you're there, when you see all these problems that go on with families and shit like that, it's so they can access your money. Because at the end of the day, if you're in control of your money, you just might not spend your money. So if you have kids, always remember, if you have kids with an American woman, they're going to be incentivized to potentially take your money for themselves, but it's not really for themselves. It's because women spend more money. Ladies, like I said, I'm not saying this to throw shade at you guys. I just know the game, right? And unfortunately, that's the reality of the game. A lot of women think that they're empowered by choice. No, they're empowered because it benefits the government to extract more resources from both parties. And that's a bar. You feel me? And when I say both parties, please don't misunderstand me. I'm not being political. I'm saying both parties, as in the male and the female, the woman, the man. Shout out to the alphabet boys and girls and the LGBTQIA+, whatever you believe in. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what you believe in. The Blac Pill sees all of you. We see you. The core sees you. I'm sure you guys see the core. But understand that they want to extract resources from both parties. The easiest way to extract the resources from the man is from the woman. They use the woman as the Trojan horse to take the resources from the man. Secondly, and it gets even deeper, the easiest way to control a society, right? The easiest way to control a society is not to empower the women, but to control the women. If you can control the women, you control the man, because men are weak for women and children. It's not just the children. You control the women, you control the man. Now, guess what? If you control the children, you control the women. Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy? What do I mean by that? Schools, daycares, whatever the case may have you. The woman's focused on what the kid's doing in school. You put the woman in a position where she has to go to work. She can't necessarily control what the kid sees, what the kid learns, blah, 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 blah. So, like I said, to control the woman, you control the children. To control the man, you control the woman. Does that make sense? And I'm saying from the government's point of view. Now let's play this video.
From this shit, but at the end of the day, man, I don't give a fuck, because DDG my brother at the end of the day, you know? And that's a good nigga. You feel me? That's a good nigga.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to y'all too. Like, I'm not saying it proudly. I'm from the hood. Yeah, I'm from the hood. I don't give a damn. I ain't ghetto though. Somebody called me ghetto. Black Madam called me ghetto yesterday. I was like, excuse me? I'm like, bro, I ain't ghetto, bro. I ain't ghetto. Don't do me that. Don't do me that. But what I will say is this. Yeah, DDG don't look like the type to really like, I don't know, like, I'm not, you know, I say this with the utmost respect. Like, he's like a scrawny dude. He doesn't look like the type to like, and I'm not saying scrawny because I don't want to use that because that has a negative connotation. But he don't look like the type to like, you know, turn up on a girl. I mean, maybe, you know, looks can be deceiving, right? But I'm saying he just don't look like he gonna turn up and make a girl chip her tooth. Like how? I feel like she give him a run for his money. Like he's not big. He looks like he's like 150 pounds. And I'm saying that like respectfully, he doesn't look like a big dude. And I'm 260 pounds and I'm 6'1". I'm a big dude. So that's why I'm saying he don't look like he's doing that. But it is what it is. Let's continue.
But like I say, bro, I don't even know if I'm gonna say. I don't even know if I want to say it or not. Like the real truth behind this shit, bro.
Say it.
Because mind you, bro, I done been around, nigga. I was there. Like I know what's going on.
Say it.
But it's hard to sit back and let this shit, like, bro, and just watch this shit unravel like this because I know DDG. You feel me? DDG don't do nothing until somebody do something to him first. Look at all the beasts he's been in.
All right, now you see, I gotta stop you right there, bro. Gentlemen, if a woman does something to you, I know it's hard to understand. Even me, I gotta practice the same shit that I preach. If a woman does something to you, 95% of the time, unless there's a weapon involved, and even then, they'll still try and justify it. You can't do anything to her. You guys need to understand this. That's why you guys need to learn to have foresight. You see my eyes? I have foresight. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I done made mistakes myself. I done been through trials and tribulations, and that's why I'm able to speak to you guys like this. You guys got to have foresight. At the end of the day, they're going to take a woman's side. I remember one time I was in the streets, back when I was trying to be thugging or whatever. And I think it was a crazy woman in the streets. And she was just saying stuff. And I guess she looked at me and she cussed me out. And I cussed her back out. And she was like, oh, I'm going to go get my ninja to come fuck you up. I'm like, yo, I'm waiting. You know, like I said, I'm a big dude. I said, I'm waiting. Bring them over. You know, she's going to get them. She's going to get the dude. So I'm pissed off. You know, I called my dad. Shout out to Papa Black. I called my dad. I'm like, yo, this lady pissed me off. I'm about to knock this dude out because, you know, she told me she's finna go get her ninja and all this stuff. I'm finna knock this dude out. I'm finna knock both their ass out. My dad, he's like, Adam. He's like, Adam. He's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, why are you wasting your time with this lady? I'm like, oh, well, you know, she came at me wrong. He's like, Adam, if something goes left and push come to shove, do you think they're gonna take your side? And I thought about it. I'm like, what do you mean take my side? It don't matter who takes my side. And my dad was like, no, Adam, you need to leave. You don't know her. You don't know him. They're going to take her side regardless of the situation. Leave the gas station. So I ended up leaving. And I had to think about it. And I thought about it. And I was like, damn, my dad's right. Because even if I did whatever I did to defend myself, it would have been my fault for engaging in the altercation with her. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, gentlemen. I'm just educating. I might entertain a little bit, but I'm trying to educate you guys, give you some free game. Be smart, be mindful. When it comes to a woman, when a woman's acting irrational or whatever the case may have you, and I'm not saying it like I'm not coming for the women or whatever. I'm saying just so y'all can protect yourselves. Your best bet is to leave her alone. Give her some space. Go do what you got to do. Go do what you got to do somewhere. Because if you try and escalate it, you're going to get in trouble. They're going to blame you. Police will blame you. The society will blame you. Ninjas on social media will blame you. We had Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, shout out to Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, damn. Big Draco, you got to come take this L, bro. Hold up. Run the Undertaker bell again. Shout out to Soulja Boy. So look, Soulja Boy don't know the situation. Soulja Boy came on social media and said, if I see you, it's on site, DDG. I'm going to beat you up. Imagine. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know this ninja like that. I don't know if he knows Soulja Boy though, but I'm saying he knows of Soulja Boy. But you don't even know the ninja. Now because you have an issue with a woman, whether or not something happened or didn't happen, you have people trying to attack you from all angles. That's the way society's set up. So please be mindful. Be mindful. Let's continue. And like I said, if you didn't get what I said, what I'm telling you is when a woman does something to you, that doesn't mean you can react. So if somebody does something to you, the only time you can really react is if it's a man. because they're not going to be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't have done that. He didn't deserve that. And even then they would if your height is different, if your weight is different. But at the end of the day, as a man, you got to kind of practice discernment, bro. And that's why my best advice to you is to keep the distance from people who's on that fuck shit. Let's continue.
Or do nothing to nobody unless they do something first.
Don't matter.
Do y'all remember that time where Ruby had screenshotted DDG posting, DMing her or some shit?
Nope.
Some shit happened for him to do it.
Don't matter.
You get what I'm saying?
And gentlemen, when y'all say that stupid ass shit about, and no disrespect to this ninja right here, shout out to this brother right here. Right? I'm not saying this to disrespect nobody. I'm not one of them niggas, you feel me? I don't disrespect. I'm not here to disrespect people that look like me, don't look like me. I don't care about none of that, right? I'm saying, like, when y'all say the stuff y'all say, I know y'all got y'all fan base, but do y'all really think, like, what if the police, I'm sitting there with the police and I tell them what I just said, right? What do you think the police will say to you? You know, I'm confused. I'm really confused. Do you think the police is going to sit there and be like, I understand why you did what you needed to do? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Come on, bro. Like, we gotta, and you know, DDG, is not that young. DDG's 27. I don't want to expose myself, but I ain't blown up yet. So look, just to let y'all know, I'm in my mid to late 20s as well. So, you know, if I have this discernment, you gotta have this discernment as well, brother. Here we go.
And why would he do it?
Ninja mad because, you know.
Listen.
Ninja, why y'all be crying though, bruh?
Bro, what the hell,
Bruh. Why y'all crying, bruh? Crazy stuff, boy. Damn, Ninja, yeah, somebody took your girl. That's how the gang go, bro. I speak from a perspective. I done had thugging dudes approach the woman I was with, ask her for her number, and she gave them the number just so I wouldn't have to square up with them ninjas. That's why I'm very different when I think about these situations. Now, mind you, this is in 9th grade, right? So let me just preface it with that. That was 9th grade, but I'm saying I'm a big dude now, so I hope they wouldn't do that because we're going to have to shoot the fair one. Yeah, but I look at these things much more differently. Like, I understand power tactics. Shout out to Andrea. Andrea did a funny face. Yeah, so I look at these things a bit more differently. I don't understand why y'all niggas crying when a girl moves on, bro. Like, maybe when I was like 21 and shit, 20. But now that I'm older, man, it is what it is, bro. There's more fish in the sea. You're gonna meet more people. What are we talking about? I don't know. Here we go.
Cause dang it, there's so much shit I want to say, but then again, some stuff is not my place to say.
Say it.
Some things that I don't want to put out there. That's if it's not already out there, because like it's crazy. I don't know. It's so crazy that you don't want to tear down your baby daddy like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the only person who really gonna get hurt from this is Halo.
Facts. Now that was facts. That was facts. Is this real? It says DDG reacts to Halo. First off, we turning off the music. DDG reacts to Halle Bailey and Brent Faiyaz. I hope that's not real, cause damn, bro, you going out bad, bro. Y'all ninjas too weak these days, bro. This is why women don't take us serious, bro. What you crying about, bro? I don't think it's real though. What you crying about, my ninja? Shout out to Andrea saying men need to be kind and have respect for women. Hey, Andrea, I hear you, Andrea, but if you got to push that message, you know, you got to push it on your own show. I feel you though, but don't start preaching, because I'm preaching right now. Don't be preaching. So DDG confronts Halle about Brent Faiyaz. Here we go.
DDG then says, you think you hurt my feelings when you really just ruin your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation though, and happy Mother's Day, but just have the same energy when it's my turn to have it. Oh, hell no. See, yeah. A woman is thinking, oh, you about to have my kid around the hoes? Oh, hell no. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yep.
Fuck that. I bet you won't be around no hoes for the next whenever.
Yep. Let's see. Hold on. DJ Academics. Hold on. DDG, DJ AK. Shout out to DJ AK. Hey, bro. Shout out to Andrea. Andrea said men need to be kind and have respect for women. And she said, that's why I don't trust men. Now, Andrea, I understand what you're saying, right, Andrea? And I hear what you're saying. But please don't come to my show and think I'm going to be the one caping for women. I'm not. I don't want you to come to my show and think that's it. And at the same time, I don't want to hear, your personal sob stories about whatever happened to you, right? I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm saying that to keep it a stack because there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know you. So please don't start. Don't start, because then I'm going to end up having to block you. So I gave you the first one, and then after you said, that's why I don't trust men. Oh, well, you see, you lost me there. Now we got to put you in timeout. You in timeout for 30 minutes, Andrea. Andrea's in timeout for 30 minutes because now she's telling me about her sob stories. And I tell you, ladies, shout out to the women. Hey, shout out to the women.
Hello.
Shout out to the ladies. What y'all can't do, right? When y'all come to the Blac Pill, you can't tell me about your sob stories because I can't do anything about it. Now, we see victims and all that. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to you personally, you got to handle that with a mental therapist. I'm not a therapist. If you want to have a consultation, you can pay me for a consultation, though. It's not professional advice. It's just real world advice. If you want me to listen to your stories, you can tell me about it. But you got to pay for a consultation or you got to donate. If you donate right there down below, right there, support us at Ko-Fi at The Adam Effect, or you can cash at me. Then you can say your comment and we'll discuss your comment. Other than that, I can't discuss it. Now, like I said, gentlemen, I'm a bit cold. I don't tell people to be like me. I practice my own thing. I have my own philosophy. I'm a bit cold. So I'm not going to be there for everybody to come dump their trauma on me. I got my own shit to deal with. But this the show, though. This the show. So I got to talk about the show. So like I said, if you want to donate, we can discuss whatever you want to discuss about how whatever happened to you, but you got to donate. Put some dough on it. If you ain't putting no money up, I'm going to be real with you. I ain't really trying to hear it. All right, let's continue.
And remember when I had told y'all when DDG got online and he was talking about visitation and he's like, man, I can't see my kid if I don't ba or I don't ba. And I said, DDG, you want to go to court. And I think he had responded to that. He basically said, I don't want to do it. That's where you fucked up, brother.
Yes,
because you not going to court. These chicks care about their public perception. She dropped the bomb on your ass. You know what she did? Yo, leak these motherfucking pictures, man.
Yep.
That nigga think he popping and streaming now like he don't need me. He moving on. He doing.
Bruh, Ninja, imagine the amount of money that this ninja lost, bro. Damn. Can y'all imagine, bro? And that's why, like I said, when it comes to people personal stuff, that's why y'all gotta put some dough on it. Cause y'all could make me potentially lose money discussing whatever happened with you personally. I can't really say too much. I can only speak for the men. And I'm saying that specifically to the ladies. Ladies, I can say whatever I say. But when it comes to you personally, when it comes to your personal stuff that you've been through, we can't discuss that on here. You got to pay to discuss it. Because discussing whatever happened to you may potentially make me lose money in the future. Whatever brands want to work with me, whatever deals, even if I don't get any, it will potentially mess up my image. So that's why I stay away from that. That's why y'all not gonna see me. I mean, I'm gonna say what I say. Shout out to the women. Y'all could come in here, watch your boy. I know I'm some sexy chocolate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know I'm some sexy chocolate. But at the same time, when it comes to your personal stuff, you gotta put dough on it because, all it takes is for somebody to hit the replay and see your messages about some crazy stuff. And, God forbid I say something outlandish. I say something outlandish. Now, here goes the clip. Oh, Black Adam said that women should be like that. Or Black Adam said that. Nah, we ain't doing that, family. We can't do that. We can't do that, bro. Let's continue.
Doing this, that, and third. Brands are reaching out to it. Man, drop that motherfucking bomb. They released this shit. Remember, they're saying that this is from January.
Yep.
Chat, it is May.
Yep.
She had this in the iCloud as probably under the folder that says, if that nigga ever try me.
Yeah.
By the way, here's the thing too. DDG.
And gentlemen, it's so crazy because look, gentlemen, you think that women wouldn't do this, right? Do you think that? I'm here to tell you. Think about a woman's life, right? Minus work, what does she do? Minus, let's say she goes to the gym and let's say she cooks. What does she do with the rest of her time? Are you thinking? Just stop and think. I mean, all she does, what does she do other than spend money? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying women got to shop. you know, get nails, hair, clothes, makeup, hair done. And I'm saying past all the essential stuff like working and stuff. I'm saying eyebrows, facials, maybe massages and all this shit. So what does a woman do on her off time other than watch TV? You know, she might watch her shows. She just plotting, ninja. She just plotting. Imagine if she's single and she got a bunch of ninjas, boy. She just plotting, boy. She just plotting like, yeah, this ninja finna do this for me. This ninja finna do that for me. And now if she doesn't have, like, let's say she has one man, like if she doesn't have multiple ninjas, right? Follow me for a second. Follow me. If she doesn't have multiple ninjas, if she does not have multiple ninjas, she's going to turn around and have all those expectations of those multiple dudes on you. And you going to be sitting there like,
But what the hell, boy?
So yeah, I mean, it's all good though, you know, because it's just how you look at it. Like, you know, you get the benefit of being with one girl and you get exclusivity, hopefully exclusivity. It's kind of safe because, you know, ninjas be having STDs out here in these streets, bro. And then you're going to be sitting there looking at your wiener, your pickle, or whatever you call it like this.
So she's like, oh, you trying to play with me? You trying to play with me? I know you ain't trying to play with me, nigga. She said, I know you forgot that I had. This is why sometimes I also tell y'all, men, a lot of times we could clear the air on a lot of things with some of these women.
It's
but
no
because
point.
of, you know, how public perception is, we got to just take our L.
Yep.
Just take our L.
Gentlemen, I speak from a perspective of being exposed by women I was dealing with on Twitter. Ninja. So like I said, I have some experience when it comes to this. And I've dealt with different levels of women. So I've been with lawyers. I've been with ghetto girls. I've been with teachers. I haven't only been with black women. Shout out to the black women. I've been with Spanish women. I've been with white women. And I'm not saying it bragging. I'm saying it like, okay, you know, to establish some form of credibility, because I'm not a dating coach. All right, let's just put that out there. I'm not a dating coach, but I can give you advice. I'm not a dating coach. I just have good advice because I made a lot of mistakes. And I'm not saying these girls were mistakes, but I made mistakes with not only the women, but I'm saying with people that I cared about. So once I understood the mistakes I made, now I kind of try and give back by trying to teach y'all, okay, this is kind of how you move. I don't have the best perspective, but if you could take my perspective and maybe combine it with your perspective, okay, now you got a somewhat of a solid perspective on how you should move. Because being a man is not what you think. I remember when I was 19, man, I used to think being a man, or when I was 20 and I got my first crib, I'm like, man, I'm a man. I got my own crib. I got my own shit. Fast forward 25 years. No, I said 25 years. Fast forward a couple years, 5-7 years. I'm like, damn, this is such a humbling experience being alive. I'm like, yo, this shit is not easy. It's easy, but it's not that easy, you know, because it's like, if you want something, you got to work for it. You got to build it up over time. Even this, we've been doing this content shit on YouTube for like a year now, right? And you know, it's been times I ain't want to do it, but I'm like, bro, this is like a marathon. It's not a sprint. And that's the same thing I'm trying to say when it comes to being a man. Being a man is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're not going to figure it out at first, because you have society telling you and a bunch of people bombarding you with, this is what it is to be a man. This is what it is to be a man. And then you come to the realization that all those things they're telling you is to benefit themselves. And once I realized that, that's when I started to wake up. Let's continue.
If we have a perfectly explainable side, you take the L. You know why? If they lose the PR battle, they get to claim an abuse. Yep. James in the chat. What up? And remember when I had told y'all?
Hold up. And there was this other thing too, but I don't know how to feel about this. I ain't gonna discuss it. But it was like they were saying that Jay-Z sent DDG a bottle weeks before the Haley allegations about a spade. There was a spade on the bottle or whatever, and that was a warning sign, but we'll discuss that later. That's just a conspiracy theory. Here we go.
They want. If she can't paint you as a deadbeat dad, which you're not. She can't paint you as an irresponsible dad, which you're not. She can't paint you as a nigga who ain't working with her in...
Gentlemen, play close attention. Shout out to the women.
In parency, which you are working with her. I'm going to warn you this, because I see you defended her here. The next step is for her to say, you were abusive. I want to be very clear.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck if it's Halle Bailey or it was goddamn Mother Teresa.
Yep.
These women they all have a game plan and a script. Trust.
Now, but wait. What he's not explaining, and normally I charge for this. Like I said, if y'all want that free game, it's not really free. The game is sold and not told. Normally I charge for this, but dudes never ask themselves, why do women do that? And the reason why is because, unfortunately, and I've come to this realization, and a better example will be the whole situation with Cassie, right? With Cassie and Diddy right now. So I told you guys, if you've been watching the show the last few days, I told you guys, like, if it was my wife and all these things happen, I'll be supporting my wife, but I wouldn't be in the courtroom because I wouldn't want it to mess up my interpretation of my wife, the mother of my 3 kids, or whatever the case may have you. But what it comes down to is the reason why women do what they do. And like I said, I could charge for this. I'll give y'all some free game. So what it is the fact that men can't handle the truth. That's what it comes down to. So a woman can't tell you, hey, I like to get trains ran on me. Cause you would look at her like, you what? What the hell, bro? That's how you would look at her, and you probably try and attack her. So she can't tell you that. And I'm saying that as an extreme term. Of course, this is some form of comedy, but what I'm trying to get the message across. The message is this: a woman can't tell you the truth. Like, let's say she's kind of, let's say she wants to be with you, but she wants to exercise other options. And if there's a potential option, she wants to monkey branch to that ninja. She can't tell you that, because if she tells you that, you'll probably drop her. Now, like I said, when she finds the next option, she can't just tell you that she wants to leave and go be with the next option, because a lot of ninjas ain't going to be able to take it. They're going to take it personal, and you might turn around and physically assault her. And that's why, and like I said, I'm telling you not the whole scope of it. I'm telling you a piece of it. But that's why women do the things that they do sometimes. So that way they can softly be protected while you leave, or they leave you to go be with somebody else, and then potentially still have access to you. Isn't that bars, people? That's bars. I'm dropping bars. I'm dropping bars. I'm dropping bombs like I'm out in Abu Dhabi, ninja. Let's go. Hold up.
Now, maybe she takes a high road and says, you know what, I'm not going to continue to play this out on in social media. But the next thing she's going to say to you, I guarantee, you were verbal abusive.
Yep.
Oh, you used to do this or whatever.
Yep.
That's what gets the people on her side.
And wait. It gets even more crazy about it, because at first, like, if you're the bad boy, like the dangerous dude, the dangerous ninja, the crazy thing about it is that's what they liked you for at first. Do you guys know that? Like, that's how she was attracted. So when DDG, shout out to DVD, when DVD came with them dreads, had them golds in his mouth, looking like a gang banging streamer, Haley said, I want a piece of that. She said, I want a piece of that. And then Ninja dropped the baby. They dropped the jit. Ninja said, I want to change it up. I want to change up my ways, cut his hair off and all that for the stream. He said, I'm a positive man now. She said, nope, I don't like that. And then she flipped the script on him. So here we go.
When you're a man, you can't play the crowd like how the woman can play the crowd. You got to stand up to the consequences.
Facts.
And she just tried, why is my baby dad doing that? And I don't approve of it. And nobody bit.
Yep.
Don't ever think you have 18 years of this, my nigga.
Yep.
And unless you about to get back with her and go into whatever regime she wants you to get down with, her next attempt will not be as fluky. It won't be.
And look, another thing too, gentlemen, you have kids, boy. Like me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be ready for kids when I'm able to understand that this woman that I have kids with won't be in my life forever, will go start a family with somebody else. And even then, like I said, I'll use myself as an example. We can't handle the truth. So for example, God forbid I have a baby mother. God forbid I have a baby mother, right? If she starts a new family with a new ninja and has my kid calling this ninja dad, the amount of disrespect I feel, do you see my hand? The amount of disrespect I feel. And I don't even have kids yet. And I feel that the anger, the irritation in my head. I'm not finna beat the ninja up though. We not finna fight over what? Over the girl? Nah, it's just, I wouldn't want to deal with you no more. I wouldn't want to talk to you. I'll feel hurt. I feel like you're repeating a cycle that I don't consider the cycle, I'm not going to say worthy, but I don't consider it a positive cycle, right? And the reason why is because it produces weak men. And I'm saying that not to throw shade. I'm saying it like it produces men that act like women. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we need men that act like men and we need women that act like women. And that's the thing, we kind of blurred the lines. And shout out to the alphabet boys and girls. Don't attack me, because I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just saying in general. And that's the whole thing. So now, you know, women try to act like men and then get mad when they get penalized the same way a man does. And now men don't want to be penalized the way a man does, and they want to be penalized the way women are. And you see how that starts the whole discord that's going on right now. So here we go.
Saying, oh, okay, he ain't bring the baby on. He brought the baby on the stream, and I approve. It's gonna be this nigga has been mentally, verbally. Trust me.
Yep.
Women like this don't stop.
Oh yeah.
The only thing with this chick is that they look at her as a media darling.
Yep.
But trust me, she got the same tool set and the same bag of tricks.
Yep.
You've dodged this one, but you gotta wait for the bigger one she about to do.
Facts.
Talk about how you used to verbally abuse her. You were mad aggressive. You trust. All they want.
Yep. All right, last one before we get up on out of here. We got Soluminati. Shout out to Soluminati. That's where I got Doodoo Garbage from. If y'all wonder why I call him Doodoo Garbage. Soluminati discussing the situation. Spiritual soul, if y'all know who he is. So this is him explaining he doesn't like DDG. Hold
Bro,
on.
I told y'all, and me and DDG cool now. Me and DDG is cool. But the number one thing I had a problem about DDG in the past, but remember I told y'all in the past, it's something about people who use their material things to feel like they above you. I hate materialistic ass people. Y'all see all these niggas in here with me right now? No jury, just Dewey so in the building. Smooth skin so in the building. Guys.
Shout out to Soluminati, but I wanted to say this is his response. Here we go. Bro, why they always gotta put the music, bro? Here we go.
Notice that they got DDG when he was at his highest. My nigga just dropped that album, did all type of collab. Y'all waited for him to drop an album?
Yep. Why you laugh like that?
They waited for my nigga to be at the top of his career right now.
Yep.
All type of collabs.
Yep.
Everything going.
Yep.
And then y'all hit him with he's beating up Haley now, my nigga.
Yep.
That's tough. I don't believe it. I don't. I don't.
Yo, this
I ain't
guy
gonna
is
lie.
a comic.
As much as I've been through with DDG, I know what they doing to him. And he gonna still thrive. He too consistent. This not a regular nigga who got his image is all that matters. No. Y'all niggas better not switch up on DDG. Y'all DDG fans in here. Don't switch up on DDG. Wait till you hear his side of the story.
There you go.
You can't trust nobody from Disney.
Facts. Facts.
Nigga, she's walking around someone else's property, nigga. She about to go shoot a movie for 2 months? Imagine if she was looked at as this bad mother and all this. Bro, that's gonna affect the ratings.
Yep.
It's gonna fuck up the ratings, my guy.
Yep.
I wouldn't recommend him suing at all. If I'm DDG, I'm about to go have 2-3 more kids. Fuck that bitch. Because at the end of the day, he got to deal with her for the rest of his life. And his son gonna want to be with him anyway.
Yep.
His son, as his son get older, he gonna want to be with him anyway.
Yeah.
If I'm DDG, I'm having a lot of kids.
Oh yeah.
What is that on my chin?
That's how I be feeling. That's how I be feeling, bro. I like, bro, if any girl that I end up having my first child with tries to do me dirty, oh yeah. It's game time. It's game time.
Just don't fall for the bullshit. You gotta come out here. It's a reason why he can't say nothing. They said he can't even speak on the situation.
Yeah. And
they
look,
silenced him.
And look, and that's what y'all gotta understand, gentlemen. So like, you don't know who you're gonna be tomorrow. You don't know, you know who you are today. You don't know who you're gonna be tomorrow. So it's like Spiritual Soul says. So this girl is property of Disney. It will make the ratings go down. And I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying based off of my own commentary, this is for entertainment purposes only. If she's a bad mom, she probably get dropped from the road to protect their interest in her because she's their property. Like she's their artist now, their actor now or whatever. They're going to do anything to protect that. So they'll throw this ninja under the bus. And I'm saying that ninja can be you. So they'll throw you under the bus, for their fan base or for whatever they're doing. And I'm not saying, I don't want to use this example, but this is an example. We'll say like Cardi B and Offset. They both did things wrong in their relationships. Their relationship with each other, but they're married to each other. They're supposed to try and figure it out. Instead, Cardi B left Offset to go be with a ninja that does the same thing that Offset was doing. How does that make sense?
But what the hell?
How does that make sense? But to the women and her fan base, because she's happy, it makes sense. And that's what I'm saying. That's the world we living in now. So, you know, you have the kids, you know, the kids will probably still love you. If they don't, it's because the mom poisoned their mind about you. And if that's what she wanted to do, if a mom wants to poison her kids' minds about their father, I mean, you can't stop that. It was going to happen anyways. It was just a matter of time. Past that, that's it for today's show, today's morning show. We back in here at 6, man. We back in here at 6, man. Everybody hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that hit the votes. So far, the main votes, it was 62%. They should leave each other be. And 38% they should work it out for Halo. And that's the thing too. We always tell people to leave each other be, but why would y'all? I don't know. I can't have kids with somebody and then end up disliking them. I don't know. That's why I'm like, that's a little weird kind of ritual to me, where you get with somebody and then you want to have kids with them. As soon as you guys create life, you don't like each other anymore. That's very odd to me, bro.
But what the hell?
Mad odd. But I mean, I'm not really an emotional ninja like that. So I mean, it is what it is. That's the world we live in. That's what it's gonna be. Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the resistance. You are the core. This is the Blac Pill Podcast. We back in here at 6. Peace.